Thank you, Laskin. It is with pride here today that the Rural Independent Group are bringing this PMB forward on behalf of the beef sector. The beef industry supports more than 70,000 beef farmers. The beef industry supports 10,000 jobs across the processing, distribution and transport. The beef industry is worth approximately $2.5 billion annually, and the vast majority of the income remains in the rural economy. The feed for animals has risen by 25% with recent increases in the EU import duty on beef pulp and molasses. One of the schemes put in place to help farmers was the REP scheme, with 12,600 farmers applying for 2,000 places. 63% of the farmers were beef farmers, depending on this to boost their income. The scheme was one of the partnership approaches by the government to help farmers addressing climate change challenges and biodiversity. Are we actually serious? 12,600 applicants for 2,000 places. I'm asking you, Minister, here today to look at the regulation of the beef industry. I know the Minister cannot be seen to regulate the market, but it seems that you can investigate the failings of the market. For instance, there are not enough processors in the market. Bringing in an independent gatekeeper to the industry, not a paid passenger, the industry needs someone that ultimately will help our farmers and primary producers. The regulator needs to be given real powers and resources to oversee the sector and make direct recommendations to government. This needs to be a fair competition and market transparency and just prices given to the beef farmer. What farmers have been put through from every angle currently is beyond reason. The EU are looking for 100% conveyancing, which is not going to happen. 75% is a more realistic figure. Minister, you cannot bend on this. If the programme for government, there was a commitment given on carbon tax that it was ring-fenced for new environmental schemes similar to the REP scheme. When regulation comes in regarding agriculture, it is so important that viable farmers are not compromised. Minister, you must work with the beef farmers and bring them into the consultation process, and just not as spectators, but acknowledge that they have meaningful contributions going forward. Many of the farming bodies have acknowledged that there must be a proper definition of a farmer going forward. For example, defining what an output-based genuine farmer is. I want to comment on the Fair Deal scheme that requires farm families and small business owners to put aside 7.5% of the value of their land or assets annually to pay for the care of a family member. This will completely deplete the asset, and there will be nothing left for the next generation. Minister, everything that is happening here is putting our farmers' lives and our next generations at risk. Everything is increasing. We see there 12,600 applicants and 2,000 places. Fuel alone has gone up 25% since last year. To bring in the harvest is costing more. Everything is costing more. Farmers need to be protected, the beef farmers need to be protected, and in this Dáil, 12 months ago, I told you and this government that a regulator needs to be brought in to look at the beef industry and the regulation of the price that's happening here. The beef farmers are always getting the lower price, and the feed farmers are always getting the highest price. I asked you to check the books, not on an annual basis, but on a monthly or quarterly basis, to find out who's getting the highest prices for the beef in this country.
Thank you, Deputy.
And let's have transparency across the whole beef industry.
Thank you.